Hey everybody, welcome to PBM's Video Entertainment, and welcome back to another episode of Thomas & Friends DVD Reviews. In this video, we're going to be talking about yet another Thomas & Friends movie, but this one happens to be from the All Engines Go era, and I'm of course talking about Race for the Sodor Cup. So, without further ado, let's jump into the history of Race for the Sodor Cup. So, Race for the Sodor Cup was originally aired on Cartoonito back in December 27th of 2021, and then we finally got it onto DVD back in March 8th of 2022, distributed by Encircle Entertainment. And now we got the history part done, let's jump into my copy of Race for the Sodor Cup. Alright, we will now jump into my copy of Race for the Sodor Cup. So, here it is. So, take a look at the front post art. Looks nice, not too bad. Here we have the Thomas Friends logo, Race for the Sodor Cup title card, and then here we have, you can see Cannonball Curve, and then here we have Thomas and Kana. Yep. And then the spine, here we have Percy, Nia, Thomas, and Kana. And then Thomas Friends Race for a Sodor Cup. Scrolling down here, DVD video logo, Encircle Entertainment's logo. Then here's the back side. Here we have Percy, Nia, Thomas, and Kana. Basically same promo shot, just like with the spine. Yep. And also on the back, we could see, of course, Kenji and Kana on some billboard. Yeah. And of course, I know this is basically a scene from the movie. Anyways, here we have the logo and the title card, and then blurb if you want to pause and read all of that. And then we got some bonus features. We have 3 songs and 3 shorts. And then here we have scenes from the film. And then here we have the 4 logos: Mattel Television, Ghislaine, Hit Entertainment, and Encircle. And the running time is approximately 60 minutes. And here's the disc, squish out version of the front post art. And just like with all the US and Canadian Thomas DVDs, they are region 1. And let's have a look at the advertisement. Here we have Barbie's Dreamhouse Adventure. Here we have Barbie Dream Utopia. Here we have Time for Teamwork, which I know I reviewed that in the last episode. Sonic Boom. And then next, Sonic Boom on Blu-ray, both complete season 1 and 2. And then here we have Sonic Colors Ultimate, Team Sonic Racing, and Sonic Mania. Magic School Bus Rides Again, 44 Cats, Llama Llama, Charlie's Colorform City, and then Gigantosaurus, Season 1, both Volume 1 and 2. This is kind of like with Sonic Boom, where basically it comes with like the DVD, and then of course comes with 2 figurines. Gigantosaurus the game, you can get it on Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. And more Gigantosaurus. Looks like these are books. Then toys from Gigantosaurus. Rainbow Rangers. And then Yokai Watch the movie. My youngest brother used to... I'm not sure if he still watches Yokai Watch. I'm not sure. Anyways, here we have Enjoy Busby on your TV. And then, of course, the back. Here's, of course, all the characters. Basically, the back side's basically the same thing, just like with the booklet that came in the Time for Teamwork DVD. And now we will jump into the menu tour for Race for the Sodor Cup. Alright, we have now jumped into the menu tour for Race for the Sodor Cup. So here we have play, bonus material, and subtitles. You can switch them on and off. on or off. And unfortunately, there is no scene selection, but we got bonus features, so that is awesome. So, for the songs, here we have All Engines Go theme song, and then I'm Gonna Chug, which of course that's a song from A Thomas Promise. And then When I Go Fast, of course, this is from the Race for the Sodor Cup movie. Then shorts, here we have Muddy Thomas, Surprise, and Confetti Kerfuffle. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that word. I mean, I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. Anyways, that's it for the menu tour for Race for the Sodor Cup. Now we're going to jump into my review and thoughts on Race for the Sodor Cup. So overall, do I recommend Race for the Sodor Cup? Well, let's have a talk about the story plot first. So what is this story basically about? Well, in the story plot, of course, Thomas and the other engines, they're all excited about the Sodor Cup race. And of course, Kenji and Connor go to race for Team Sodor. And yeah. And so, basically Kenji arrives at Sodor from Japan and everything. And so, and then Kana comes across like two different teams. You have Riff and Jiff, and then Kana comes across like another team, which of course they happen to be, of course, some bullies. I wouldn't say. I mean, they're kind of villains. The two engines, they're named Verona and Frederico. Yep. I mean, of course, they were, of course, the main antagonists, which I'll talk about more on them when I talk about the new characters, stuff like that in this movie that are introduced in this movie. Anyways, so of course, Verona and Frederico, they're like, Kana will derail on her first race, and yeah, and kind of rip on Kana for that. And of course, Kana, of course, was determined to like beat them and everything. But then, of course, while they were practicing, Kenji got hurt and everything. Well, basically, Kana was going down Cannonball Curve way too fast, and so Kenji came to the rescue. But then, of course, his front bumper was, of course, damaged, and so Kenji would have to wait for a new bumper, well, for weeks and everything. Which, of course, Kana and Kenji, they don't have like weeks, and so for substitution, basically Thomas is now Kana's new partner. But the problem is Thomas is not as fast as Kana, so and so with the help of another engine from Japan named Hiro, he helps Thomas and Kana like train and everything. But then, of course, Kana, all she cared about was like going fast. Like basically, Kana was basically kind of like Lightning McQueen. Like, you know, like in Cars 1, Lightning McQueen was all like going fast and everything. Which, of course, eventually, of course, Lightning McQueen learns that it's nice to take things easy. You know. Yeah. Anyways, back to the Sodor Cup movie. So yeah, so of course, as Thomas and Kana were like training and everything, Verona and Frederico passed by, and of course they challenged Kana to a race before the big race begins and everything. And so they all raced from the top of Cannonball Curve all the way to the bottom. And then of course Kana ends up derailing, and then Verona and Frederico were like, "We told you so. We told you you'd derail." Yeah. But then after that, Thomas and Kana got ready for the race and everything, and so they remembered everything that Hiro had taught them about. And then, of course, as they were like catching up to Verona and Frederico, of course, Verona and Frederico, they try to like sabotage them and everything. But of course, Thomas and Kana, they always like find a way to catch up. And then as they reach Cannonball Curve, Verona and Frederico were going too fast, and they end up derailing, and their cargo got spilled. Then Thomas and Kana, they end up winning the race, of course. But yeah, and of course Kana learns that there are times to go fast, times to go slow. If y'all know what I mean, like if you've seen this movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyways, what do I think about the story plot? I mean, the story plot, it was alright. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's alright. It's okay. Anyways, now let's talk about the new characters. So, new characters. I mean, you got Riff, Jiff, and then you got Verona and Frederico, which are basically the 4 new characters that I know, or remembered. Anyways, so yeah. I mean, Riff and Jiff, I mean, they're good. I wouldn't say they're the best characters, but yeah. I just think, like, Verona and Frederico had kind of more of a charm. I mean, since, of course, well, with Verona and Frederico, I kind of want to say, I mean, they're kind of like Thomas villains. I mean, well, they're basically bullies, yeah. Like, they're basically kind of like, they're basically the new Spencer, you know? Because Spencer's a fast engine, and same thing with Verona and Frederico, you know? But except Verona and Frederico are electric engines, not steam engines. Anyways, but basically my point is, I think Verona and Frederico are pretty great antagonist characters in this movie. So yeah. And now let's talk about the animation. I mean, of course, the animation is basically the same thing, just like with of course, the episodes and everything. So, I mean, need I say more? Yeah. So animations, of course, I mean, it's all engines go, so what do you expect? Anyways, the soundtrack, I mean, the soundtrack, of course, it was alright, you know? Then, of course, like the songs, I think my favorite out of those 3 songs, it would have to be the training song, yeah. I think I like that song the best of all. I mean, When I Go Fast, which is also the first song, that one's the first song in this movie. I mean, that one was alright. And then Look It's Us, which is the last song. That one's also alright. But if I had to pick a favorite, I want to say the training song. Yeah. Definitely a good one. And now onto my final thoughts. So overall, do I recommend Race for the Sodor Cup? Well, I mean, the Race for the Sodor Cup, I mean, the beginning part, it was kind of not what I was expecting. I mean, well, feels like, if y'all remember back in, like, 2009, like, whenever, like, CGI Thomas was, like, introduced and everything, like, basically, when Thomas jumped into, like, full CGI and everything, like, we got the Hero of the Rails movie first, and then we got Season 13. Yeah. It feels like they should have done the same thing for All Engines Go. Like, feels like Race for the Sodor Cup should have been the first production from the All Engines Go era. Like, it feels like they should have made, like, Kana, like, introduced in this film, and then jump to, like, the first season from the All Engines Go, aka Season 25. Like, it feels like Kana should have been, like, a new character in this movie. Like, it feels like, you know how, like, Thomas first meets Kana and everything? Like, it feels like that should have happened in this movie before the first season from the All Engines Go era. Yeah. Feels like they should have done that part. In my true, honest opinion. Yeah. Like, because, like, you know, like, in the Hero of the Rails movie, of course, that one takes place before Season 13. Like, of course, Thomas first meets Hero, Victor, and Kevin, the first 3 characters from the CGI series and everything. So, yeah, feels like they should have done, like, for Race for the Sodor Cup, they should have basically done, they should have made Kana, like, a new character in the Sodor Cup, where basically, like Kana gets introduced and everything. Like this should have been the movie where Thomas first meets Kana, you know, instead of like, oh, we already know Kana and everything, you know. I mean, I understand it's a reboot, but feels like they should have went with, you know, Thomas first meets Kana in the beginning part instead of, yeah. If y'all know what I'm trying to say, like, if y'all know what I mean. But anyways, the story, I mean, the movie overall, I think it's okay, you know. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's awful. I mean, there was a few parts I didn't like, but, I mean, I think overall, it's okay. Definitely beats the Mystery of Lookout Mountain movie, that's for sure. But yeah, but overall, I think this movie's okay, in my personal opinion. But basically, if you're a Thomas fan that loves the All Engines Go era, feel free to watch this movie. Or, if you're not a fan of the All Engines Go era, then don't. Like, don't buy this, if you're not an All Engines Go person. Well, that about wraps up this video, and the next episode will be on Best Friends, so please stay tuned. See y'all next time. Bye.